Good morning, second graders. Today we're working on Module 8, Lesson 2, and our objective is we can and we will build, identify, and analyze two-dimensional shapes with specific attributes. So that's a fancy way of saying we're going to name some shapes today and we're going to build some shapes today based on their attributes or characteristics. So how many sides they have and how many angles they have. So today you're either going to need a piece of paper and a pencil, maybe two pieces of paper, or if you have them, little pieces of dry spaghetti to make your shapes with. So either one, whichever you have around your house is totally fine. So first, take two pieces of spaghetti of any length out of the container. Let's call these our sides. If you're not using spaghetti, you can just draw two sides. On your paper, arrange the spaghetti so that the two sides meet to make an angle. So if you're drawing, you're just going to draw an angle. Pause now to do that. Press play when you're ready. Here is my angle. Now take another piece of spaghetti or draw to close the shape. Remember, a closed shape has no gaps. Do that now. Here's what mine looks like. Can we name the shape that we just created? It is a triangle. Let's say that together. 1, 2, 3, triangle. Yes. Shapes can be described by more than one name. We can also use words like polygon to describe the triangle. Remember that a polygon is a closed shape with 3 or more sides, so a triangle is the smallest polygon. Something else to remember about a polygon is the sides have to be straight. Here are some other types of polygons. They have 3 or more sides, they're closed, and the sides are straight. A square, a rectangle, a pentagon, a hexagon, and an octagon. We're going to be talking about all of these shapes today. We won't quite get to octagon, but we'll be focusing on the rest. All right, look at this side here. How many sides meet this one? Just this one, right? So, is this a polygon? Straight sides. Closed. It's not closed, so no, this is not a polygon. And it only has 2 sides right now, and a polygon needs to have 3. So how can we turn this into a polygon? On your paper, I want you to create the shape and turn it into a polygon. This is a polygon now. We added a 3rd side, so now the shape is closed and it has 3 sides and all the sides are straight. Today we are going to name our shapes based on their attributes or characteristics. So we're talking about the number of sides they have and the number of angles they have. The first shape is a triangle. Listen carefully. Tri means 3. So a triangle is a shape with 3 sides. Here are some other words with tri in them. Tricycle has 3 wheels. Tripod. Trio means a group of 3. Triplets, 3 identical twins, basically. And triceratops, 3 horns. So whenever we see tri in a word, we usually know it's talking about 3 of something. So here's what we did yesterday. We were circling the angles and labeling the sides. Triangles have 3 sides and 3 angles. What we're going to do now is we're going to start to make a chart. So I just want you to write the name of the shape and how many sides and how many angles it has. Mine looks like this. We're going to add our other shapes to it below. So for now, just focus on writing the first one. Pause here to complete this first part of your chart and press play when you're ready. When we're looking at all of these triangles, we have to remember all triangles do not look the same. Some are smaller, some are larger, some sides are the same length, some sides are different lengths. What we do have to remember is they all have 3 sides and they all have 3 angles. All right, take another piece of spaghetti or draw a new shape and make a closed shape with 4 sides. It can look like mine or it can look like any closed shape with 4 sides. Can we name this shape that we made? You just built another polygon. This is called a quadrilateral. Listen carefully. Quad means four, and lateral refers to the sides. So when we say quadrilateral, we're talking about a polygon with four sides. Let's say that one more time. Quadrilateral. That's a big word. We might be thinking about a rectangle or a square. Those are both shapes with four sides, and those are both different types of quadrilaterals. Here are some other words with quad. Quad runner, quadruplet, quadrant, and quadruped. Everything in these words is something with four. Four legs, four wheels. Quad means four. So, remember, every quadrilateral has four sides and four angles. All the quadrilaterals do not look the same, but they all have four sides and four angles. So they don't have to look identical. As long as it has four sides and four angles, it's a quadrilateral. Let's add that to our chart. Take a second to add quadrilateral to our chart. Make sure you mark that it has four sides and four angles. I want you to take another piece of spaghetti now and add to your shape. You should have a closed shape now with five sides. It can look like mine, or it can look totally different, as long as it has five sides and it has no gaps. Can anyone name this shape with five sides? Shout it out if you know it. If the shape has five sides and five angles, it is called a pentagon. Let's say that together. 1, 2, 3, Pentagon. Listen carefully. Penta means five. When we say pentagon, we're talking about a polygon with five sides. Here are some other words with penta. Pentagonal prism, that's this shape. This is a hard word. Pentatonic scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 music notes. And Pentagon. This is a building in Washington, D.C. that has five sides. Here's that chart we made yesterday. It has all the pentagons have five sides and five angles. All of my pentagons look the same? No, in fact, they all look a little bit different. But they all have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles. So any shape with five sides and five angles that's closed is called a pentagon. Let's add that to our chart. Everyone pause now and write pentagon has five sides and five angles. Okay, I want you to get another piece of spaghetti now and make a closed shape with six sides. Just built another polygon called a hexagon. Remember, polygons have to have straight sides and they're closed. So double check your shape, make sure it's closed and all the sides are straight. Listen carefully. Hexa means six. So when we say hexagon, we are talking about a polygon with six sides. All hexagons have six sides and six angles. Now check these hexagons out. Do they all look the same? No. This one looks like an L. This one is just a regular hexagon. This one looks like an arrow. They're all different. Hexagons don't have to look the same, but they do need to have six sides and six angles. They need to be closed and the sides need to be straight. Let's add hexagon to our chart. Hexagon, six sides, six angles. Pause to write hexagon on our chart. You should now have a chart that will help you with your work today. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4 different shapes on your chart. Now we're going to play a game. It's called Complete That Shape. You can play with your spaghetti pieces that you should have 6 of, or you can play by drawing the different shapes and then adding to them. So I'm going to draw a shape that looks like this. Then I will say complete that pentagon or another shape. I know that a pentagon has 5 sides, so right now I have 2 on the shape. That means I know I have to add 3 more sides to make this shape a pentagon. You need to break your spaghetti into smaller pieces or erase if you've made a mistake, go for it. There's no wrong way to do this as long as you're completing polygons with the right amount of sides and angles. So let's start. Here's our first shape. You can create this out of spaghetti or draw it out and then complete that pentagon. So add the amount of sides needed to make a pentagon. Pause now to do that, press play when you're ready. Here was my pentagon. I added 1, 2, 3 sides. Okay, so I started with these two sides, and I said pentagon. I know I needed 5. I had 1, 2, 3 more. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles. So I made a pentagon. Get ready for the next one. Here's the shape we're going to start with, these two little lines. And now I want you to complete that quadrilateral. So think about what quad means, how many sides are in a quadrilateral. Press pause and make your quadrilateral now. This is what mine looks like. I added 2 more sides to have 4 sides and 4 angles. Nice work. Next one. These are the 2 sides I'm starting with. Complete that triangle. So pause, think about how many sides a triangle has, and complete it. I completed mine by adding a 3rd side, so now I have 3 sides and 3 angles. All right, next one. Start with these 2 sides and complete that hexagon. Think about how many sides a hexagon has. Pause and press play when you're ready. A hexagon has 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I added 4 more sides to make a hexagon. All right, that's all for today. This is a kind of a preview of what your problem set is today. You are going to count the number of sides and angles for each shape and just identify the name. So write whether it's a hexagon, quadrilateral, triangle, or pentagon. You can use the chart that we made together to help you identify these shapes. Have fun!